want to share the story of the heart and soul of Hawai'i. It's a story of love, loss, and healing. Did you know there are 8 major Hawaiian islands located in the middle of the Pacific Ocean? Hawaii, Oahu, Kauai, Maui, Molokai, Lanai, Ni'ihau, and the smallest and most treasured island of all, Kaho'olawe.
Kaho'olawe is the only uninhabited Hawaiian island, but it hasn't always been that way. As early as the year 480, people lived along the coastal valleys, where they fished and farmed. Today, there are many sacred places on the island. Pu'umoi'iwi, the adze quarry, where stones for important tools were mined. Many ancient petroglyphs that tell the stories of the souls of the people are there too. The beloved Wili Wili tree that has survived many years of destruction still remains there today. Pu'umo'aula Iki, the navigator's chair, where our ancestors or kupuna studied the stars and sea channels in preparation for long-distance navigation. There are also several koa or fishing shrines that were built to ensure fishing would be plentiful. There are scars on Kaho'olawe as well, like a giant crater in the ground called Sailor's Hat, where the U.S. Navy used 1,500 tons of TNT in an explosive effects test, and miles of deep red hardpan from years of animal overgrazing. Kaho'olawe is a physical embodiment of the Hawaiian god of the sea, Kanaloa, who took the form of the octopus to represent the island. We know Kanaloa is watching over Kaho'olawe day by day, waiting for healing to come.
So can you imagine what life was like on Kaho'olawe over 1,000 years ago, before all the destruction began? Plants thrived on the island, sea turtles played and fed along the shores. Fishermen from Maui and Lanai would sail to Kaho'olawe to harvest abundant ocean resources for their families. They worked hard on the land and harvested uala, also known as sweet potato. The Wili Wili tree and aki aki grass were abundant. Our kupuna were very akamai and resourceful, and they managed their use of the materials found in nature wisely.
In 1793, a chain of destruction began when Captain Vancouver gave the gift of goats to Maui's chief Kahekili. He placed them on Kaho'olawe and enacted a kapu, or set of rules, to protect the goats from slaughter. The goats devoured the native plants and compacted the soil with their hooves. After that, in 1858, ranchers brought sheep and cattle to Kaho'olawe. Overgrazing and wind erosion led to the loss of more native plants and soil. The invasive tree known as keawe was introduced. It quickly destroyed the remaining native plants and leached the soil of precious fresh water. On December 7, 1941, the Japanese bombed the U.S. naval base at Pearl Harbor, and the Navy took possession of Kaho'olawe. They made all the people leave and restricted access to the island so they could use the island for training and bombing practice.
In 1976, a group known as PKO, or Protect Kaho'olawe Ohana, filed a lawsuit in federal court to stop the Navy's use of Kaho'olawe for bomb training. This action brought political awareness and inspired activism within the Hawaiian community. Several activists took boats to land on the island to protest the military's occupation. Many turned away when the Coast Guard approached, except one boat carrying 7 men and 2 women. The Kaho'olawe 9 successfully landed on the island and temporarily stopped the bombing. People around the country started to pay attention. The effort to retake Kaho'olawe would take the lives of activists Kimo Mitchell and George Helm. The 2 men were declared lost at sea. Today, their grave sites on Kaho'olawe are a reminder of the sacrifices they made to restore the island for the Hawaiian Ohana. In 1990, President Bush ordered an end to live fire training on the island. And in 1994, Kaho'olawe was returned to the Hawaiian people and the healing began.
Efforts to restore the island started with cleanup. Military personnel and bomb experts began clearing the island of trash from detonated bombs, as well as searching the land for unexploded ordnance. Kaho'olawe Island Reserve Commission, also known as KIRK, began an ongoing effort to assess the damage to Kaho'olawe, restore native plants, and heal the water table. Many volunteers, including our kumu, or teachers, are part of this important work to restore Kaho'olawe as a refuge for people to practice and live aloha Aina.
We have hopes and dreams for Kaho'olawe. We want to restore the heart and soul of the island, our kupuna, and the Kaho'olawe ohana. We imagine a place of learning for Hawaiian people, for cultural education and training such as halau and navigation. We dream of a healthy island with native plants and animals, fresh water, and a thriving coral reef. We imagine Kaho'olawe as a place where Native Hawaiians can reconnect to Kanaloa, to regain a strengthened sense of belonging and connection to Hawai'i.